Actually, I'll come over here.
We're going to see what's going to be the how-to foundation of the school to make it our achievements.
Oh, okay, so you guys already got the challenge. I see. All right. What else?
What sort of technicians have done to shape the earth for technologies?
Yep, new technology.
Learn about small businesses.
Small businesses. All right, and one more. We already heard from you, so I'll do someone new.
How to fix things.
Yeah, next thing. Yeah, okay. So, what you guys are going to do today is, you guys should already be in groups. Each group is going to answer our challenge, which I will put on the board so you can read it once I get my presentation working again. But the challenge is that some schools are not preparing students for future careers. So what would you change at your school to prepare you for that future career? Each group is going to get a Microsoft Surface to work on, and you guys are going to create a PowerPoint presentation. And then at the end of the day, actually at 11:50, everyone is going to give that presentation in front of a panel of judges. All right? Everybody excited about that? Great, yeah, okay. So each group will have 3 minutes to give their presentation. And then there will be time for 2 minutes of questions and answers from the judges. And I believe that is all we need to get started. Except we also want to hear from one of our awesome Microsoft hosts. A little bit about Microsoft and maybe some ideas for you guys to start thinking about your future school.
Thank you very much. Hey everybody, my name is Kenny Spade. I work for Microsoft. I have been working for Microsoft for about 8.5 years now. It's been something that I've been working for quite some time. One of the interesting things is I've actually had 5 different jobs inside of Microsoft. I've got an opportunity to move around and do a bunch of stuff inside of there. But right now is absolutely my coolest job that I've ever had. I run a space called The Garage. So today we're going to be talking a lot about innovation. The Garage is a space at Microsoft that really is hoping to drive the future of innovation at Microsoft. What we're trying to do is trying to give people opportunities to be able to learn new technologies, learn new skills, and to be able to do stuff that is outside of what they might call their comfort zone. So the Garage includes a number of different things, and one of those things is a makerspace. Is anybody familiar with a makerspace? Have you heard that term before? Yeah, a few of you. Okay. So a makerspace is a space that is built for making. It has things like lasers, 3D printers, electronics equipment like soldering irons. It has all of this technology, all of these tools, so that if you have an idea, if you want to build something, you can think about this idea, you can put it into a computer, you can kind of map it all out, but then you can build it and make it real. So it's something that is really important because it takes an idea from the idea stage to the reality stage. So today we're going to be thinking about some really good ideas about how you might be able to improve your schools, to be able to learn new skills, to be able to move forward with innovation. So as you do so, I want you to kind of think about some things. We need to go beyond what you would think of as just basic improvements to your school. Everybody wants things like softer chairs, and more books and stuff like that. But we should be thinking about, like, what could you do that you don't have access today? If you had a 3D printer, what would that open up? What would that give you the opportunity to do? If you had robots that you could hack on, what could you do with those? So there's a bunch of stuff like that that might be able to help. Then there's other stuff, like as you're studying, you might want some time to relax. So you might want to have things like an Xbox in the classroom. So think about how the Xbox would not only help you relax, but how could it actually help you learn? So when you're doing this, kind of keep in mind that you have the ability, as you're doing this is completely what we call green field. You have the ability to do whatever you want. So don't limit yourself to things like small advances to your classroom. Think big. Think about what you could do to be able to expand beyond what you had considered possible before. So real quick, just before we get started, I do want to also give you a couple of tips as you go forward. So this is kind of something that everybody could benefit from. Some things around your presentation. As you're building your presentation, there's a few things that you want to do and a few things that you don't want to do. First off, you want everybody in the judging panel to be able to hear you. So when you're talking to them, should you talk like this and hold the microphone over here and not look? Or should you be looking straight at the judges, make eye contact, have the microphone in front of you so they can hear you, and speak very clearly? Yes, that one. So make sure that you're doing that. Also, as you're preparing your slides, you should have it set up so that there are a couple of things that you're going to have reminders of. So a couple of points on there that you want to talk about. But you shouldn't have to stare at the slide and read it and not make contact and say, presented by Microsoft, welcome. And then hand the microphone to somebody else. So think about how you're going to present. This is something that's very important. You'll have some time to be able to prepare for this. You'll be able to practice a couple of times before the actual judging panel. And don't be afraid to ask somebody else to kind of watch your presentation and give you feedback before that happens. So get everything ready, make sure that you're comfortable with your presentation, and talk before you get up to the front of the room about who's actually going to read what, who's going to present what, because you have a limited amount of time, and if you spend the first minute and a half talking about who's going to hold the microphone and who's going to read which slides, that's going to mean that you have very little time to actually cover your content. So just kind of keep that stuff in mind. So today I'll be one of the mentors that will be with a few of your groups. I'll also be one of the judges towards the end. If you ever see me not doing anything, flag me down, bring me over. I'd be happy to help you with whatever you're working on. All right, thanks, good luck.
All right, so what we want everyone to do now is we are about to hand out the surfaces, but also what we're gonna do for the rest of the day is we're gonna have this wall. You guys see those boards? Those are gonna come out and split the room because there are so many of us. We're actually gonna have 2 different rooms of projects going on and 2 different rooms of presentations. So while that is happening, can I get all of the students from Capri in this room? And then all of the students from Forest Hill will be in this room. And before everybody moves, this is also a great time for you to throw away your trash and your recycling and your compost. All right, cool.